Good evening. Welcome to the City of Shelbyville Mayor and City Council regular meeting. It is April the 10th. It's about 6 p.m. We appreciate everybody being here. Thank you for attending. I'll ask our police officer to call us to order at this time. Have they told you?
No paper?
Do you have anything?
No, sir.
Say well.
We'll just hey.
Everybody
behave.
Don't
Don't let him in the lobby, everybody behave.
Don't make him have to come back.
Yeah.
Don't make me go back in here.
All right. Normally, the police officer would tell us about order and about exits and things like that, and he's gonna probably ask us in just a moment to stand up, and we're gonna stand up. I'm gonna ask you myself for our invocation. We're gonna ask Brother Ray Armstrong to come and do that invocation, and then we do the Pledge of Allegiance. Brother Ray.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we are grateful to be in this place tonight. Lord, as always, we pray that your blessings would be upon this meeting. You would guide and direct each one, and you would pour out your spirit and your wisdom upon all. So bless, Lord, again this gathering. Have your will and way. And thank you for all you do in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. All right, I'll ask our city recorder, Miss Lisa Smith, to do a roll call for us. City council roll call.
Councilmember Feldhouse.
Here, present.
Councilmember Ewing. Councilmember Noel. Here. Councilmember Christie.
Here.
Councilmember Blevins.
Here.
Councilmember Turnbull.
Here.
Mr. Mayor, you do have a quorum. All members are present.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, the adoption of the agenda. Tonight, we've got one amendment to the agenda, business item D. And that was handed out to you, and that's on the flock system cameras, I believe. So I'm going to ask for the agenda to be amended on that, and then I'm going to ask for any other amendments we may have. Yes, sir.
I've got a question. It may not be anywhere in sight. This is about, we've been in it, and I've had it on my mind, what, 2 meetings now, or 2 months, about the partnership thing.
Okay.
I've had people call me, are you surely not gonna fund the partnership? So can we add a vote on funding the partnership to the agenda tonight?
You make a motion and
Motion.
for that vote to amend the agenda to add it. Yes, the item can be added.
And then it'll either be approved or it'll be over.
Yeah, you can add it.
Okay, that's all. Make the motion.
We have a motion to amend the agenda to add the item of the partnership vote. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor on that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No.
All
I have to have a roll call vote because
right. Let's do a roll call on that then, Lisa.
hang on just a minute, Mr. Mayor, let me get caught up just a second. Bobby first, Bobby and William seconded it. And we'll have to go back to that one.
And if I may, you make certain that this motion is only for the partnership. You're going to come back and do this
Yes.
as well.
Right.
This is a partnership and you have right to discussion on the motion before you carry the vote.
Right to discuss before I do a roll call vote?
So, yes, if somebody wishes to talk about it, yes. On the motion to amend, yes.
You're right.
All right, let's have do we need a discussion on the motion that Councilmember Turnbull has made and the second? Let's have the discussion before we do a roll call. Mr. Feldhouse?
Yes, because when I made the motion last month about delaying it, my intent was that we have a face-to-face meeting to discuss the facts about the accomplishments of the partnership, dispel any rumors that are out there, because we've been sitting here listening to things about who said what or who authorized this, that, and the other, and we're not getting anywhere with the rumors. We need to sit down and identify the facts and ask the people who were in the room what the truth is. And putting it on the agenda at the last minute is not the way to do business on economic growth and development in Shelbyville. And I do not understand why people do not want to sit down and have a meeting with the partnership.
Anyone else have anything to say? Councilmember Ewing?
Yes, in regards to Councilmember Feldhouse's remarks, we have asked them in letter form, maybe in person. Have we given them ample time, ample chances, to come forward and sit down? Yes or no?
Anyone else have, I've got something to say when everybody else gets finished. Okay. I have been asked personally as mayor to meet with the chairman, Mr. Jody Lambert, and also Kelly North was in that meeting, to discuss this issue that we're talking about tonight. And Vice Mayor, along with me, Mr. Councilmember Christie. And at that meeting, they were putting out exactly what they, were offering to the city and things like that. And so we talked to them about that, and they said, we would just like to give you a printed agenda, which was passed out flash. They did not want to meet or didn't say anything about meeting us. They wanted us to get that copy of what they had done in the past, what the partnership could do for us and things like that. That's where we are right now. We have asked for a public meeting or for private, well, we want it public, we do not want it private. We asked for a public meeting for them to come and make a presentation to it. But, at that meeting, what was offered to us was that binder in written form that they were gonna give out. Is that correct, Vice Mayor?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so that's where we are, at this point with that. Any other discussion?
Mayor, if I
Yeah.
may add in, I did report to you in writing, I believe in an email form.
You did?
That I had actually been contacted by Mr. Lambert,
Right.
who had asked about a private session, and I told you, gave you my opinion on that.
And that private session was not to include the entire council. I think that was.
No, it was, I think they wanted to meet with you all in private, the entire council, mayor and council.
But a public meeting, they didn't say anything about, right?
They asked my opinion about that.
All
I
right.
reported that to you about what I thought you could and couldn't do in that regard. He also indicated a willingness to meet with each of you individually if they could not do it privately. So there didn't seem to be a willingness. I'm not saying I asked him, but there didn't seem to be any talk about doing a public presentation.
Did you get a response after you responded to him?
No, I have not done that. Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't realize this was actually gonna be this fast.
And some of our council members, has anybody been privately talked to? I think, Vice Mayor was asked by one of the former chairmen and he met with them. Has anybody else met with anybody on the partnership? Okay. All right. All I know to do is we have a motion before us, Mr. Councilmember Turnbow, and we have a second by Councilmember Christie, Vice Mayor, to go ahead and have the vote tonight. And, we had, I guess it's time for a roll call vote on that. Anybody else have any discussion? Okay, the roll call vote, Lisa, will you explain? We're voting yes or no to rejoin the partnership. Is that?
We're only
Okay, just adding it to the agenda at this time, okay?
And Lisa, where will that go on the
It'll be
agenda?
business item 8.
Okay.
Are you saying if you want to slot this Flock Matter license is D,
Right,
is that it? Okay.
The block system is D, since I asked for that, and then the, partnership will be E if it's approved.
okay, all right. Let's, then, if, ladies, y'all help me on this, and Scott, at this time, we want to adopt the agenda with the two amendments. Business item D,
No. We have to take a roll call vote on just the partnership.
just to add it to
Just
the,
to add it.
Just the partnership, as it was a divided vote. So now we have to take a roll call vote on whether to add it or not.
okay, all right. All right, are we ready for that? A roll call vote to add the partnership vote to our agenda tonight, correct?
Correct, yes, sir.
Okay,
This will add, if you vote yes, you're adding the, you're voting to add the partnership vote to the agenda as business item E.
okay,
Councilmember Feldhouse,
No.
Councilmember Ewing,
Yes.
Councilmember Noel,
No.
Councilmember Christie,
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins,
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
That is 4 members voting to add, so the item will be added to your agenda as business item E.
okay. We do not have to vote on adding the item D, right?
We
You
do
do
have
have
to.
to now, but you can ask for a all in favor vote for that one if you
Okay.
like.
All right, I'd like to add, the amendment to, or to amend our agenda and add business item D, the flock system cameras, right?
We need a motion.
Motion.
I need a motion to do that.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, thank you.
I'll second.
All right, thank you. All right, and you said we just have to do an aye on that?
You can ask for all in favor.
Okay, all those in favor of adding that to our agenda tonight? Business item D, say aye. Any opposed? Sorry for the confusion, folks. Okay, all right, we've got 2 items that we have voted on to add to the agenda. And now I would like to, have a motion to approve the agenda as amended. Do I have a motion to approve? Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All right, thank you, folks. All right, do we need roll call on that, Lisa?
You can do an all in favor to begin with.
Ma'am?
You can do an all in favor.
Okay, all in favor of adding, or amending the agenda, adding those items? Say aye. Any opposed? Thank you, folks. We got through that, didn't we? Okay, public comments is the next item. And, do we have anyone signed up for public comments tonight?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. City manager report is the next item on our agenda. And we'll ask our city manager, Scott Collins, to give us an update.
Thank you, Mayor. We have a handout we're gonna give to each member of the city council and of course the mayor. It's in response to the email that was discussed on March 25th that was sent by a member of the council. And I had meant to address the points of the study session, but neglected to hit on all items. So I'm going to present this to the mayor and council, and then there's a couple of points that clarification is requested, so if it's pleasure of the council and mayor, we'll just go. Then, I'd like to just address it point by point for whatever the pleasure of the council is.
Okay, I read the response to the first, I guess, 7, was it the other day?
Yes,
Okay, and then I've received those other ones right before the meeting tonight, so I have not had a chance to look those over. Do we need to give us more time to look those over, or would you like to go over those individually? Has everybody had an opportunity to read the responses to the first 7?
Yeah, there's a whole lot more.
Okay, all right, and, would you then, is it the pleasure of the council for Scott to kind of respond to 8 and just give us a brief answer on 8 through, what is it, 12, 14? Would you like to do that, Scott?
Could, I don't know if we'll mention the council person that asked this, but could we ask them, is this urgent enough that we need to deal with this tonight, or could we just push this to the next study session? This is a lot of discussion for a business.
Well, council member,
Yeah,
the reason I brought it up,
yeah.
like I said, I meant to cover the majority of it in my weekly reports and during the study session, but I did not do it all.
Right.
And an email came out on April 4th
Right.
saying simply, this was not done.
Okay.
So I just want to work well with everybody. And
I'm okay with waiting till the next study session unless anybody is
Yeah.
feeling like we
Yeah,
need
we
to
got
go.
a big-
Why don't we spread it on the minutes of this meeting and then everybody have a chance to read it?
That's
discuss it.
a good idea. Yeah, I think so on both parties. Thank you.
That way if we have questions, we can write Martin, you think about it.
And we do not need to vote on that. Is that all right with you, Scott, for us to wait? Okay, is that all right for the council?
Unless you want to talk
For the rest of the council? Is that okay? If it's okay with everyone, let's just do that for tonight's meeting. Okay, Scott, do you have other things besides that?
So,
Oh, come on, Scott.
This, I will issue a written weekly brief tomorrow. It will update on some of the projects that we've got new information.
Okay, okay. All right, anyone have a question for Scott at this time?
It's fine. You really want me to, you asking me that?
Aye. We're good?
We're good.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Scott. Yeah, and thank you, council, for letting us move forward on that. I think it is best for all of us to read it and absorb it. All right, number 8 is consent agenda. All items in this portion of the agenda are considered to be routine, non-controversial by the council, and may be approved by one motion. However, a council member may request that an item be removed for separate consideration. Now, that's why I look at you as I count these off. I'll look around and see if anybody wants to say anything at that time. A is an approval of the city council minutes of the following. Study session of March the 4th, 2025. Regular meeting of March the 13th, 2025. B, accept all monthly reports for the month of March. C, accept the treasurer's report for the month of March, that's March 2025. D, approval of the accounts payable for March 2025. Okay, E is accept the City of Shelbyville's audited financial statements and supplementary information for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2024, prepared by Winnett Associates, PLLC. And they gave us that report in our study session. Any questions? F, authorize and approve a July the 1st, 2025 renewal of the city's medical insurance with Blue Cross Blue Shield at a rate increase of 5% with the same current coverage. Also authorize renewal of dental insurance and vision coverage at the current rates. No increase on that. And current benefits. And Mr. Agnew's with us tonight. We appreciate him being here, our representative for our insurance. Any questions on that? Yes, sir.
I got a question on that.
All right, sir.
I assume we need to move it off the consent in order to debate it. That's not a big issue, I just got a question.
Okay.
Clarification.
See what that come on.
We'll take that one off so that we can discuss it. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. G, thank you, Councilman Fellow. G, approve and authorize the mayor to sign the Shelbyville Municipal Airport Standard Long-Term Ground Lease Agreement between the City of Shelbyville and Justin Brady to build a hangar at location P1-3 as recommended by the Airport Authority. Now, I'll speak up.
Yeah.
I have sent an email to Scott and Paul Perry on these two hangars that we've got a request for, and the Airport Authority's approved them. But I had questions about the list that we have of people who wanting to build hangars and where these people were on that list. Also, I wanted a kind of aerial view or a view of the airport. Just like the city of Shelbyville, we don't want to overbuild and use the airport property. And I know that Airport Authority is looking at all these different things. So I would like to have some more discussion on that with, Paul Perry and with Scott before we move forward on that. And I don't know if we've got we've got another one there, I think, under that, and maybe even, some other things, with a temporary building, I think. I don't know if that's on here tonight or not. So can we take that one and do the same thing with it?
You'll need a council member to ask for that.
Okay, well, the council member, would you agree or disagree with the old mayor?
I agree. But
Okay.
let me ask Henry on though, will we ever reach the point in time where it would be beneficial for us to put hanger city? To put some hangers out there for rent at least?
Yes,
Paul ain't here.
Paul, I think there's two big hangers in his plan that,
Yes.
one of them is funding.
Already?
He just, we're gonna put a state to build ramp over to it. That's the expensive part, or not, believe it or not.
These are taken.
Yeah, he's got a plan, you ought to have that, you're on the airport authority.
Yeah,
Okay, so we can take,
but they have, I mean, just like rent, we got, there's people every day want to rent a hanger.
I knew there was a list, yeah.
I got like 50 people or something.
On the wait list.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Unfortunately, every airport around has
Yeah.
that.
That's Middle Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and with Middle Tennessee State University coming and with the number of planes they've got and students and training and things that we've already approved, and we need to just check each one of those really closely to make sure that we're not putting, too many people out there and too many airplanes in the air and those kind of things like that right there.
They're pretty
That's
well-
my opinion.
They've got several spots identified for private hangars.
Yes.
Whether the city builds them or private fee, these fit that, so I think it'd be, I'm sure they'll be happy to wait 30 days or whatever.
Yeah, but this one down here, this Craig Nelson guy, that he's moving here. He is moving his family
Yeah, Colorado.
from Colorado to Shelby. One of the reasons was, he's got one of these airplanes like you see on the old movies on the movie channel with two wings stacked on top of each other.
Biplane.
Biplane, that's what he flies.
Okay, all right, well, that goes along with the G then there, H approved.
She's got to have.
I have to have a council member ask to remove that. And
Me.
Are you gonna add that?
G and H?
G and H.
I guess I don't count.
Not till time.
That's right, I knew that, I'm just kidding. All right, H, can we move to that one?
That's he.
G and H.
Okay. Approve and authorize the mayor to sign the Shelbyville Municipal Airport Standard Long-Term Ground Lease Agreement between the city of Shelbyville and Craig Nelson for location P1-4, and amending Article 8, Insurance, Section A, Insurance Coverage, Paragraph I, Aviation Liability, with additional coverage by reducing the amount of the required coverage to $1 million per occurrence as recommended by the airport authority. Okay, do I have a recommendation from a council member to defer that one also?
Yeah.
Okay, Councilmember Turnbow, is that correct?
Yeah.
All right, Lisa, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, I is the authorization for the city recorder to advertise for one citizen board member for the Shelbyville Power Board, with all applications to be received by April the 25th, 2025 at 4 p.m. We discussed that at the study session. We have those members to come up after the term of their appointment, and we have one member, I think, coming up. Is that correct, Lisa?
We have one member coming up.
Yes, sir. All right, all right. Okay. I will need to accept that with those things that we're deferring. I'll need a motion to accept as read with those deferrals.
I make a motion to accept the consent agenda minus.
I'm sorry. What we're asking for is a motion to approve the consent agenda, those three items removed.
Right.
Then we will have to vote on each one of those items separately.
Okay.
Okay, so you're making a motion to approve the consent agenda with those three items removed.
That's correct.
Okay.
Thank you, Basham. Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Feldhouse,
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing.
Yes.
Councilmember Noel,
Yes.
Councilmember Christie,
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins,
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Mayor, we'll need to take item F first, which is the insurance.
Okay, we'll just need a motion to remove that item from our agenda, is that correct?
No, sir, Mr. Feldhouse just wanted to speak on it, so you're just asking for a motion to approve it or disapprove it,
Okay,
whatever motion the council wants to make.
okay,
I'll make a motion to approve.
okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, do we need roll call on that, Lisa?
Well, now we're at discussion, so
Okay,
it's over.
discussion?
Okay.
All right, go right ahead.
My question is, because this starts July first, most everybody's insurance deductibles and all that thing is like on a calendar basis. And the city's been doing this forever, July first. If we decide a different way for next year on July first, just forgive kicks and giggles, I think that the employees will wind up having 2 deductibles. First 6 months with Blue Cross Blue Shield and the second 6 months with whoever, if it's not the same plan. So is this Blue Cross Blue Shield contract terminable at any time during the contract year, like say December 31st?
The contract asks for a 30-day notice of termination. Blue Cross gives each group a 60-day notification of any rate change.
So Mr. Blevins has been doing some research and that may move up that discussion from sooner than later since.
Okay.
And Councilman Feldhouse, I think this has been July 1 to help with your budget.
Yeah, I'm sure it's good.
Because you're always pushing for, we've got to have it by April to know to
Right.
put it in the budget.
Right.
So it wasn't a Blue Cross thing, it was a budgeting thing.
Yes,
No, I'm not placing blame, I'm just saying,
Right.
it's been that way forever,
Right.
because that's our fiscal year.
You're exactly right.
But
So we could have the other
if we switch horses in the middle of the stream, all of a sudden you've got 2 different deductibles to fulfill during the same calendar year.
So we may
In
have
fact,
this
it's
discussion in November.
You may want to have a decision on what Mr. Blevins has discovered, by October, November, you ought to have you need to have a pretty good feel to give them notice then.
Well, maybe just to expound on that a bit, in January 1 of 1993, the city council canceled Blue Cross to go to the state local government program on January 1 of 1993. Between January 1 of 1993 and July of 1999, a 6-year period of time, the city changed to 3 different coverage. I picked back up July 1 of 99. I started in July 1 of 1975 and went to 93. And then I picked back up in 1999 and to present. That's a short history of what's transpired on this group.
I remember when they went out and tried a couple independent other companies and it didn't work out.
Yes, sir. I came before this.
Believe it or not, I wasn't here during that time.
That's my next question. That's when I came before the board that year. HealthSpring was the one that quoted. I used to get 3 bids every year because somebody on the council would always come up and say, I found a better deal. So I would go out and I would get quotes from the big insurance companies. I would meet with the city manager and present those. And during that period of time, we have always come up with Blue Cross as the carrier. But that year, HealthSpring was substantially cheaper on the rate. And I came before the committee and I said, yeah, they can do that. But I'm telling you now, Health Springs is not Blue Cross. There's gonna be bumps in the road. So next year, I don't want you to ask me, why did you not? Want it?" And I sat down and shut up. And we took that. After 1 year, Health Spring told me in January for the July renewal that looks like we won't have any increase. Then they had a $200,000 claim in about March, and we got a 40% increase. A lot of these deals work out real good and sound real good, but bottom line, Blue Cross and most cities have their coverage just like you do. Matter of fact, all of the surrounding counties have Blue Cross regular coverage, just like you do.
City manager has something to say. Thank you, Mr. Agnew.
Okay.
Appreciate that history on that too. Thank you.
Well, you got a little more than you asked for.
Sounds like me.
If I may make a suggestion, perhaps at the May, business meeting, mayor consider appointing an ad hoc temporary committee to review all things insurance, and perhaps with 2 council members, our city treasurer and benefits administrator, and study it up until, as council.
Good idea. Yeah.
Just do all the research needed.
Yeah. We'll make sure we take care of those employees on that insurance, yeah.
I just wanted to make sure it was terminable because, and I felt like we couldn't just pass it on a consent agenda without that question, so.
Okay. Everybody agreeable with putting that off, and then we'll have more discussion on it, make sure we're doing it.
Mr. Mayor,
I'm sorry.
Mr. Mayor, could I make one more comment?
Yes, sir.
When we looked at this with the city with the city manager and Kay, I gave them a report from 2/1/24
Yes, sir.
through 1/31/25. The income versus incurred claims, we paid out 93.64% of the 100% of the premium that you paid in was returned in claims. Blue Cross needed to pay some taxes, which in essence, Blue Cross is 11% retention. They only got like 5%. This was a hard year for me to get a 5% increase. I've been doing this a long time.
Yes.
And I got it down from 11 point something to a 5%. I didn't think I could do it, but I did.
Appreciate it.
And so last year you got a 96, a 93, 94, 5% return on your dollar that was paid in this group, because your rates are based on your utilization of the city. If you have good claims years, you have good rates, and it averages out over.
Thank you, Mr. Agnew. I believe Scott's recommendation will be good, and Councilmember Feldhouse, for us to look at this and just see. None of the council and myself, we're not covered under any of the health insurance program with the city. Is that correct?
I'm not
Some of you are? Okay. I am not, no. Okay. All right.
We have to take a vote on that.
Yeah, we'll need to take a vote on that to, remove it for discussion.
No, to approve it.
Okay.
Motion to approve is
Okay.
made and seconded.
All right, I need a motion to approve.
We passed one, we just need a roll call.
Yeah, we do have a motion and a second. Okay.
Ready for roll call?
Yes, I am.
Councilmember Christie,
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins,
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow,
Yes.
Councilmember Feldhouse,
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing.
Yes.
Councilmember Noel.
Yes.
So that item passes. Now we'll need to go to item G, Mr. Mayor.
All right, we need a motion on item G to, defer that, I guess, for more discussion.
I think whatever motion council wishes to make, you take it on the consent agenda. So it could be a motion to defer, or a motion to approve, or a motion to not
Yeah.
approve, whatever you
What kind of
want.
motion do we have on G? Do you want to defer it for a month or whatever? What's your motion?
Motion to approve.
Okay,
Motion to approve.
second? We have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. All right, we have a motion to approve and a second. Any discussion? All right, let's have a roll call vote, please, Lisa.
Okay, Councilmember Feldhouse,
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing,
Yes.
Councilmember Noel,
Yes.
Councilmember Christie,
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins,
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
Okay, that item passes.
All right, thank you. All right, H, we need a motion on H, kind of the same idea. Do we?
Motion to approve.
Okay, got a motion to approve. Do we have a second? Okay. All right, motion second. Any discussion on that one?
I'll just ask the question, since we pulled off consent, what's the concern? I mean, why did we pull it off if we're just approving it? What are we worried about? Where are we? Yeah.
My concern was on both of these was to make sure that, first of all, how they would fit into the property that we have now, so that we're not overcrowding and all those kind of different things like that, where they're wanting to put these. One's larger than the other, if I remember that at the airport authority meeting. And also, I wanted to make sure that these folks were on the list, that we didn't jump someone on that list as far as getting these hangars put in, and make sure that we follow the procedure of whoever. So that was my question. I had sent out an email 4 or 5 days ago to Paul and to Scott, and I had never received an answer on that at this time, but Paul may be out of pocket right now, but no.
Just happened. We talked about it and we put together information, but we haven't got it yet.
And that was my reason.
For this, hey, Master, I didn't mean to say hey, but for this list, is it people that are wanting rental space in the hangars? Or
Yes.
is it just people that want to build a hangar?
These are people who want to build their own personal house.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we got
Yeah.
50-something
We're
people.
not in the hangar business.
That
The list is people who want to rent space.
rent space that already
Okay,
exists.
but these people are wanting to build.
They are
That's
putting
right.
money to build.
So it's a different.
Yeah, I don't
Yes.
believe we
Entity
have,
kind of.
I don't want to speak out of turn, but I don't believe we have a list of people who want to build a hangar.
We do
They-
not.
I don't know.
Somebody comes and wants to build one, Paul brings it straight to the board.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
You're,
correct.
you're saying we do not, but we do have a list for people wanting to.
Just to rent hangar space. People bring this immediately. Somebody steps up to Paul and says, hey, I'm ready to take some of your property and I want to build right now. That goes to the airport authority. And if I understand, this takes all of our land.
Yeah.
This is it.
Okay. Just trying to watch
For
out.
people to build hangars.
Just for verification,
Vice Mayor?
the escalation clause was,
It is in here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
and thank you for that.
Please make sure. Pointing it out.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for pointing it out.
Let's go quick.
So we have a motion that's to approve. Did we have a second? We have a second from Councilmember Feldhouse. All right, and we've had discussion.
Not to go way off topic, but since we're on the airport, just real quick, did we give what the 2 people needed on the temporary building and the helicopters? Was the discussion at study session enough for them to move forward?
I spoke to Paul Perry, the director, and he felt that it was.
Okay, so we don't need to vote
There's
on
nothing
it.
been approved on that. It was just for them to get enough of a head nod so they can go do their research, and then they'll come back to us.
Okay. All right.
And whether,
Any other questions?
one clarification, the city attorney said this takes all our current available space, true. But there are plans with the $6 million grant.
Yes.
That's right.
Other state contracts
Right.
coming
That's right.
to build that new
Taxiway.
access way
Yeah.
with multiple more sites like that.
That's
Exactly.
So,
And so we in turn, as a city, could potentially.
Go along with it.
We can
I
build,
think he's got 2
Or
of
someone
those
else.
spots of the city.
he's got 2 of those reserved.
Okay.
And you're right. Once the city builds more taxiways, you will have, that opens up space where people could build hangars. Yes.
Okay. All right, so we have a motion and a second to approve that. We've had discussion on it. Are we ready for a roll call vote, okay? Lisa?
Yes, sir. Councilmember Feldhouse?
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing?
Yes.
Councilmember Noel?
Yes.
Councilmember Christie?
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins?
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks. All right, we can move forward from that. I think at this time, I want to Did we close the regular meeting and open for public hearings? Is that correct? Close the stated meeting, I'm gonna open for public hearing. Okay, the first one is an ordinance of the Shelbyville City Council to amend Article 2, definitions of the City of Shelbyville Municipal Zoning Ordinance by updating Section 2.2 definitions and repeal all previous ordinances or part of an ordinance in conflict therewith. Do we have any speakers for or against that? In the audience or on the council? Okay. Our next ordinance, public hearing, is an ordinance of the Shelbyville City Council to amend Article 3, supplementary provisions and administrative procedures of the City of Shelbyville Municipal Zoning Ordinance by updating Section 3.13, site plan, and repeal all previous ordinances or part of an ordinance in conflict therewith. Any speakers for or against that? We're updating our design and standards and things, right? Mr. Tom? All right, next one is an ordinance of the Shelbyville City Council to amend Article 5 zoning district of the City of Shelbyville Municipal Zoning Ordinance by updating Section 5.4.2A, medium high density residential districts R3A, and Section 5.4.3, high density residential districts R4, and repeal all previous ordinances or part of an ordinance in conflict herewith. Any speakers for or against that? Okay, we will at this time close the public hearing, and I'm going to ask for a consideration, back in our business meeting, consideration of a motion to allow the city attorney to read captions only on ordinances and resolutions. Do we have a motion to approve that? Do we have a second? Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you, Ginger. Old business, ordinances.
Yes, sir. Your first ordinance is an ordinance of Shelbyville City Council to amend Article 2 definitions of the City of Shelbyville Municipal Zoning Ordinance by updating Section 2.2 definitions and to repeal all previous ordinance or part of an ordinance in conflict herewith.
Okay, do I have a motion for that ordinance to be amended?
Motion approved.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion on that? Okay, let's have a roll call vote then, Lisa.
Councilmember Turnbow,
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins,
Yes.
Councilmember Christie,
Yes.
Councilmember Noel,
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing,
Yes.
Councilmember Feldhouse.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, would you please?
Yes, sir. Your second ordinance is an ordinance of the Shelbyville City Council to amend Article 3, supplementary provisions and administrative procedures of the City of Shelbyville Municipal Zoning Ordinance by updating Section 3.13, the site plan, and repeal all previous ordinances or part of an ordinance in conflict herewith.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve that amendment? Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on that from anyone? All right, let's have a roll call vote.
Councilmember Feldhouse,
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing,
Yes.
Councilmember Noel,
Yes.
Councilmember Christie,
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins,
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. All right, C,
Your last ordinance on second reading is an ordinance as amended of the Shelbyville City Council to amend Article 5 zoning districts in the City of Shelbyville Municipal Zoning Ordinance by updating Section 5.4.2A, which is medium high density residential districts, otherwise known as R3A, and Section 5.43, high density residential districts, otherwise known as R4, and repeal all previous ordinances or part of an ordinance in conflict herewith.
okay, do I have a motion to amend that?
Motion approved.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All right, do we have any discussion on it?
Just
Okay,
real
let's have-
quick, I just want to say thanks to our planning director. This took a lot of work. I know this was a long process to get this done and appreciate all of it. So this will get us to our 30% open space on our multifamily, and later in the discussion with the PUDs as well. But I know it's taken a lot of work, so thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Blevins.
Very good.
Mr. Bachelor, our planning director. We appreciate you being here tonight. Yes. Okay, if we don't have any more discussion, let's have a roll call on that, please.
Councilmember Christie,
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins,
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
Councilmember Feldhouse,
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing.
Yes.
Councilmember Noel.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, all those articles are approved and amended by the council. All right, new business, different.
Your first ordinance on first reading. I'm sorry.
Is D and E going on?
No, those are on
Cause, oh, sorry.
Good?
Yeah.
So, your first ordinance on first reading is an ordinance of the Shelbyville City Council to amend the Shelbyville zoning map by approving the rezoning of approximately plus or minus 8.75 acres owned by Pleasant in England, addressed as 138 McDale Lane, referenced in Bedford County tax records as tax map 69, parcel 31, which is tract 1, and attached as Exhibit A, and Exhibit B, final plat from residential 2, R2, medium low density residential, to residential 4, R4, high density residential, and repealing any ordinance or portion of the ordinance in conflict therewith.
Mr. Mayor, if I could.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
did receive an email from, the representative for the owner, and they are requesting that this agenda item be deferred so they can provide more detail on a concept plan at the next meeting.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve that deferment asked by the owner of the property?
Approve the motion.
Okay, do I have a second? Okay,
I'll second.
all right. Any discussion? All right, let's have it. Anybody have a discussion?
I'll just, at some point, we do need to discuss both of these. I don't know what we're gonna do. Are we gonna push this to the next study session? Because we still need to have a discussion of what we're putting on the bypass.
Right.
So we've yet to have that discussion. Yeah,
This, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Councilmember Blevins.
yeah.
This item is the only one they asked to defer. So the second one, they asked to leave on it, so you.
So we have some discussion, I guess. Okay, but, yeah.
You could make it different.
We can discuss the next one.
Okay, we have-
Whatever y'all want. This one was the one they requested to be deferred. This is-
Okay, all right, we have a motion and a second on that to accept that deferment asked for by the owner. Any other discussion? If not, let's take a roll call vote.
That was like, somebody do that. Councilmember Feldhouse.
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing.
Yes.
Councilmember Noel.
Yes.
Councilmember Christie.
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins.
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
Thank you, folks. Be Ginger.
Yes, your second ordinance on first reading is an ordinance of the Shelbyville City Council to amend the Shelbyville zoning map by approving a rezone of approximately plus or minus 4.68 acres owned by Pleasant in England, address as State Route 437, referenced in Bedford County tax records as tax map 69, parcel 31, tract 2, excuse me, and attached as Exhibit A, Exhibit B, final plat, from residential 2, R2, medium low density residential, to commercial 2, C2, general business district, and repealing any ordinance or portion of ordinance in conflict therewith.
All right, do I have a motion on that?
Question.
Yes.
Supposed to.
Okay. Do I have a motion to amend or some other motion that you have?
Just make it.
I'll make the motion. I'll make the motion.
To do what?
To do what?
Defer?
You can always pull it back if the second person.
I'll make a motion because we need to discuss.
Right. I go for that.
Motion to what?
We need to talk
Approve or
about this.
defer.
Is it against the law
It's-
for us to
it's-
ask? What more?
I'm leaning more toward approval because I see some things here that I'm liking.
Motion to
So
approve.
someone else, second.
Second it.
Did I hear a second on this one? You said motion to approve.
I did.
Okay. Did I hear a second?
Okay.
Now
Okay.
you can discuss.
Thank you.
Well, the difference,
Well,
We've got a motion to approve in a second, is that correct?
yes.
Go ahead.
I'm seeing commercial.
Now we're in discussion, okay?
Yeah, I'm seeing C2, so that's a plus to me. I'm not sure what the plans are, for this piece of property,
Okay.
but at least it's not the R4, that was deferred. So I would like, a little explanation. Someone could do that. I don't know if Mr. Bobby has.
We're gonna put it there. I'm not gonna approve it. I'm not gonna, there's not been a single soul represent this until
Okay.
you just be pointing at him.
Well,
Is he the developer?
Yes.
I'm working with the developer yet.
But the developer couldn't make it.
He couldn't make it tonight.
What's he gonna put there?
We're looking to build a facility for our company to, like, store our equipment. We're trying to get a central location. Our company's growing so fast. Where we're at, more trades is getting small. So we want to build a shop there and fenced in lot so we can stage our equipment there and move it to other job sites and stuff like that.
Mr. Coy, did you?
Question, Mike, is that for Pleasant M. England, or is that for the other company? Don't you represent another company too?
Curl. Yeah. Yes.
Is it for Pleasant England, or is it for Curl?
This
Because
is
the motion, the ordinance is in the name of Pleasant M. England.
That's who we're,
That's correct. I'm the realtor in all of this.
yes.
So it is under contract to Curl Construction to do what Mike is about to explain to you, why they want the property. It has nothing to do with Pleasant England once she gets her check. She's just the seller of the land.
If we approve the change.
If you approved it, it's a contingency with the Curl Construction that would be allowed to do this and zone it C2.
Right.
So there's gonna be a different group of individuals that will speak on the deferred ordinance.
Yes. I'm only on this side of it with Mike and Greg.
Can I, and this is more for Tom, what you explained there, just to me, sounds more industrial with equipment storage and fencing and stuff. Is this industrial or is this C2? That's two different.
It depends on what the final use is. I mean, I don't know what the final development plans are for it.
That sounded, because I've heard office is the rule we heard, but this is leaning more that you're,
Well,
sounding more industrial.
We may have offices in there, but of course, this is just for the future. It's not like we're gonna start next week. So I mean, it's just for the future so we can plan ahead.
Okay, I don't, and we've not had, this is the bigger discussion we need to have, what our vision is for the bypass, but and I've talked to a handful of our department heads so far and a couple of people in planning, and it seems like we'd like this to become a commercial corridor if we could. And I know you're calling it office, but this is leaning awful industrial, what I'm hearing so far, and I think.
So what is your definition of industrial?
No retail business going on. I mean, it's an office, looks like an office park. This feels like a storage of equipment and stuff. This sounds like what we've got going on over on the industrial side of town. Yeah. I'd want to see some kind of concept.
Is that required, a concept plan to?
It's
for
not.
rezoning?
That's
No,
just,
it's not.
No.
that's just kind of
So,
a
I mean,
question where.
This may not take place for a year, I mean, or whatever, you know.
Yeah, if we rezone it for C2, it has to stay C2.
It's gonna stay
If they
We have to follow
develop
them
it as
C2
industrial, They have
regulations.
to come back to us
Yeah.
and have it rezoned as industrial, is that correct?
Yes, that's right. We'll have to follow the C2 regulations, whatever.
Okay, good discussion, Councilman Blair. And did you have something, Councilmember?
No, I was just stressing the fact that it's not industrial. I mean,
Right,
It's not
yeah.
zoned that way. I know that they just can't put stuff out there.
I will add that the C2 is one of our most flexible zoning districts. I don't know what they're proposing as far as the details of it, but it is one of our most flexible zoning districts to allow for multiple different types of commercial activity.
So I think Tom's point, I think is relevant. They have not had that conversation with him to know whatever they're planning would fit into a C2.
C2.
So if it does,
So
they
you
might
know.
turn around and come back. They might,
If it is approved for the rezoning, it will only go to the pre-planning and planning commission for the site development portion of it. There is a subdivision application that's connected to it, but that is still within, planning commission's purview.
In other words, Tom has to make that decision at that point, at the site plan, does what they propose actually fall within a C2 district?
C2.
That's what Tom would do.
Okay. Anybody else have any discussion on it?
Thank you, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mike.
Is a little clarification, are both sides of the road now R2?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes, they are, because during,
Single family
yeah,
residential.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. When the bypass was put up by the state, or whoever, who originally designated both sides of the road to be R2?
it was, I don't know what the zoning was back in 2012 when that occurred.
Agriculture.
Excuse me?
It was agriculture.
It was agriculture at that time. Yes, and when, and the property was split during that time. At some point, it came in, it became rezoned as R2, or it became zoned as R2.
But you don't know why?
No,
There
no,
should
but
be a
I,
reason, I would think there's a reason that, if you want single family homes all the way around your.
But, it's, the whole bypass there is not all C2. I think that's the confusion.
R2.
yes,
R2.
I'm sorry.
actually, if I
It's
can,
just these two lots we're talking about.
I can go to,
You
so
mean-
this is the
you mean
current.
The lots
zoning.
beside them are not R2?
Still,
It's, let's see, on the right-hand, wrong direction. On the right-hand side is the current zoning, which is, hey, is on, that's not me, there we go. Is the R2, this section. Here you see that adjacent residential PUD. And the commercial part is fronting on 231, a little bit of commercial here on the south, east side as well.
So Tom, I think what you're saying, you do not know when that was
I do not know.
specifically brought into the city and or rezoned R2.
No, I do not know.
It looks like your future land use map shows that this was intended to possibly become all commercial.
Yeah, so the future land use map on the right-hand side shows this as the bypass character area, which allows for, go to it, I don't remember actually where I put it. It allows for commercial use. It does allow for high-density residential as well.
Gary owns, these people, I guess, owns the right-hand side of the road, and Gary owns the left-hand side. He's got a bunch of on the left-hand side of that. That's gonna be residential.
And you see, well, actually, this one doesn't show, but it's predominantly the same way. It's still residential throughout that area.
Okay. All right, we got a motion to approve. Councilmember Ewing, right? And then if we have a second from Councilmember Feldhouse. All right, we've had discussion on it. Any other discussion before we take a vote? All right, let's have a roll call, Lisa.
It is a motion to approve, and this is on first reading.
B, right?
Yes, item B, on first reading. Councilmember Turnbow,
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins,
Yes.
Councilmember Christie,
No.
Councilmember Noel,
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing,
Yes.
Councilmember Feldhouse.
Yes.
That, item passes on first reading, 5 yes, 1 no. It will be on next month's agenda for public hearing and a second reading.
All right, thank you. Okay, okay.
Your third item on first reading is an ordinance of the Shelbyville City Council to amend the table of contents, Article 5 zoning districts to the Shelbyville Municipal Zoning Ordinance by updating the table of contents, Article 5, section, and section 5.1 classification of districts, Article 5, section 5.8 plan unit development, and to repeal all previous ordinance and part of an ordinance of conflict herewith.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve that, amend that table of comment of content?
Motion approved.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
This is again, things that we're trying to update, that's correct, Tom?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I can summarize if the council would like to hear.
All right. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion for Tom or anybody else at this point? Let's have a roll call, please.
Councilmember Feldhouse?
Yeah.
Councilmember Ewing?
Yes.
Councilmember Noel? Councilmember Christie?
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins?
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow?
Yes.
Thank you. That also will be on your next month's agenda for a public hearing in the second reading.
Okay, thank you. Dee, please.
Your fourth ordinance is an ordinance of the Shelbyville City Council to amend the City of Shelbyville design standards by updating section 3E, architectural guidelines, and section 3H, multifamily residential developments, and to repeal all previous ordinances or part of an ordinance in conflict herewith.
Okay, we have a motion to approve that change in design standards.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on that? All right, let's have a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Christie?
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins?
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow?
Yes.
Councilmember Noel?
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing?
Yes.
Councilmember Feldhouse?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dee, please.
Your fifth and final ordinance on first reading is an ordinance to make amendments to the adopted budget ordinance as amended of the City of Shelbyville, Tennessee, various funds for the fiscal year 2024-2025, the period ending on June 30th, 2025.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve that adopted budget?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, our treasurer, Kate Parker's here. Okay, roll call, please, Lisa.
Councilmember Feldhouse?
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing?
Yes.
Councilmember Noel?
Yes.
Councilmember Christie?
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins?
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks. Thank you, Lisa. Resolutions, A, Ginger, please.
Your first resolution is a resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee, authorizing a grant application with the state of Tennessee Department of Agriculture for animal-friendly spay and neuter grant.
A.
Hey, Ginger, they must have got out of order somehow or another. It's that fire department.
I'm sorry, it's not, I don't think it's in here, Lisa.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Didn't read up.
It was so big, I must have set it off to the side. You were
I'm
reading
sorry.
from your,
Yeah, just read it from the agenda. A resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee, adopting an updated standard operating policy for the city of Shelbyville Fire Department.
I have a motion to approve that updated standard operating policy for the fire department.
Motion approved.
All right, we have a second.
Second.
Thank you, Betsy. Okay, and any discussion on that? Let's have a roll call vote.
Councilmember Blevins?
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow?
Yes.
Councilmember Noel?
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing?
Yes.
Councilmember Feldhouse?
Yes.
Councilmember Christie?
Yes.
Thank you.
Our fire chief, Mr. Doak, is with us tonight. How are you, sir?
Good, sir.
B, please.
Back to a resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee, authorizing a grant application with the state of Tennessee Department of Agriculture for animal-friendly spay and neuter grants.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve that, authorizing that grant application?
Bless you.
All right. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Ms. Noel, all right. Any discussion on that? Let's have a roll call then.
Councilmember Feldhouse?
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing?
Yes.
Councilmember Noel?
Yes.
Councilmember Christie?
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins?
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Part C, please.
Your third resolution is a resolution of the Shelbyville City Council to authorize the mayor of Shelbyville, Tennessee to sign a corridor access management agreement for US Highway 231 from Snell Road and New Center Church Road to Volunteer Road.
Okay, we have a motion to approve that authorization.
So moved.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on that? All right, let's have a roll call, please.
Councilmember Turnbow,
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins,
Yes.
Councilmember Christie,
Yes.
Councilmember Narell,
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing.
Yes.
Councilmember Feldhouse.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks. All right, D, please.
Okay. The next resolution, along the same lines, is a resolution to Shelbyville City Council to authorize the mayor of Shelbyville, Tennessee to sign a corridor access management agreement for US Highway 41A from Normandy Road to Rutherford County and the Bedford County boundary.
Do I have a motion to approve that authorization?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion on that? Let's have a roll call vote.
If I may add,
I'm sorry?
if I may add one thing, the corridor access management agreement is a separate, resolution from the approval of the study, which I will have at the, resolution at next month's meeting.
Okay.
That resolution at next month's meeting will close out our grant application.
Okay, thank you. All right, any other discussion? If not, let's have a roll call, please.
Councilmember Feldhouse,
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing,
Yes.
Councilmember Noel,
Yes.
Councilmember Christie,
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins,
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. E, please.
And your last resolution, a resolution of the Shelbyville City Council to authorize the mayor of Shelbyville, Tennessee to sign a corridor access management agreement for State Route 437 in its entirety, including Bedford County.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve that authorization?
Motion.
Ms. Newman, do I have a second?
Second.
Councilman Feldhouse, all right. Any discussion on that? Let's have a roll call, please.
Councilmember Turnbow,
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins,
Yes.
Councilmember Christie,
Yes.
Councilmember Noel.
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing.
Yes.
Councilmember Feldhouse.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, business items, and I'll take over reading. We thank Ginger for that. I know she sounds like she's not. Exactly, really well. All right, A is consideration of a motion to approve a local tourism grant to the Bedford County Juneteenth celebration for 2025. Juneteenth celebration to be held on June the 19th, 2025. And through June the 21st, 2025. This will be paid from the fiscal year hotel motel budget appropriated for tourism. That doesn't have an amount in there. Okay, it's in our packet, yeah. Okay, all right, do I have a motion to approve that?
I'll make a motion to approve it, but amend it to the same amount as last year, which I believe was $1,000.
Is that correct, Scott, do you know?
It was.
Is it? Okay. All right, I have a motion to approve that with the reduction from $2,500 to $1,000, the same amount that we gave last year. Do I have a second on that motion?
Second.
Okay. All right, any discussion on that? All right, let's have a roll call vote.
Councilmember Feldhouse,
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing.
Yes.
Councilmember Noel.
Yes.
Councilmember Christie.
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins.
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks. All right, B is a consideration of a motion to approve a sponsorship request in the amount of $2,500 for the 2025 Professor Sidney Harris Legacy Scholarship Fundraiser. And, don't see the dates on that,
Can I say something, Mayor?
okay.
We're here as representatives to get a clarification, confirmation as to what the decision will be. It's going to be, on my understanding, on May the 24th, and it will be held at the, it's at Bell Buckle Banquet Hall.
Banquet Hall, okay. And the dates on that were,
For May 24th.
okay, all right. Okay, I consider a motion on that, to approve that sponsorship request. Okay, that consideration is, for lack of a motion, is, not up for approval. Okay,
Mr. Mayor, could discussion
Yes,
be
ma'am.
made to perhaps show why that did not move?
You're technically supposed to have a motion, whatever kind of motion, on the table before you have discussion, following Robert's Rules of Order.
But if we don't have a motion at all,
You're not supposed to discuss it.
okay?
That's Robert's Rules of Order.
Can we have a motion to discuss?
Can't discuss it.
No,
There's no
that's not
motion.
how it works.
Yeah.
You can always, I mean, that's the part of it. You can always, if the person who makes the motion, first and second motion wants to withdraw their motion, they can after discussion. Or you can change the motion.
Right.
What you make the motion of doesn't necessarily bind you to what vote you're going to take.
But if we don't have a motion, then
It's considered not truly placed before you for discussion if you don't have a
right.
motion on it one way or the other.
Okay. All right, we ready to move forward? Okay. C, consideration of a motion to approve Phase 1B relocation of utility lines for the Spring Street Riverview Entertainment District project in the amount of $150,000. That's about what, Athens Gas, City of Shelbyville,
Shelbyville Power, Charter, United.
AT&T.
and this is all in the $750,000 budgetary fund. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve that Phase 1B?
So moved.
All right. We have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All right.
And we already bid, we got, is this how much people bid to do it, or is this what's gonna take to do it, or?
Sir, this is what it takes for the utilities themselves to come
Okay.
through what we prepare.
Like, the individual utility.
And it's already in the budget, $750,000, I think, and parking lot like 600 or what at it. You need to speak.
I was gonna say, there's some contingency there too, in case.
So the actual ship.
All right, everybody, all minds clear? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All right, let's have a roll call.
Councilmember Charbonneau,
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins,
Yes.
Councilmember Christie,
Yes.
Councilmember Noel,
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing,
Yes.
Councilmember Feldhouse.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, folks. All right, D is one of our additions there. Consideration of a motion to approve the mayor and city attorney to sign the license agreement for the clock cameras. I need a motion to approve that.
So moved.
All right, and I need a second, okay, Councilman Feldhouse. All right, any discussion on that? How many do we have installed already? Do you know, Deputy Chief?
Seven current.
Okay.
This will get the other 5 in motion.
Okay, we have 12 total. We're gonna have 12 total, right?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Deputy Chief Mathis, we give a second to somebody.
Can we come back there?
Yes.
This is just a license agreement. TDOT wants it signed.
Right.
Because they're putting them in some of the right of ways. So that's what that is. That's all it is.
Right.
TDOT's giving us permission.
Mr. Mayor,
Okay,
this is a 1-year lease or sort of.
agreement
Yeah.
to pay for the
Is that
cameras?
Is that correct?
This man.
Okay, so does that start upon all devices being installed and up and running? Or has
Yes,
that
ma'am.
time
We
started?
haven't started yet.
Okay.
It don't start until the last camera's installed.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I would say we're probably looking somewhere around, mid-May.
Okay.
Okay.
12 then, is that all?
That's
12 total?
what we started, yeah.
12.
Yeah.
The county has approved, I think they're gonna have 18 for this.
You already getting benefits, aren't you, Chief?
Yes, we had one, we recovered stolen vehicle in Mississippi. Got the driver, got him charged, and also wound up with some more local cases on him. We had another one where we had a fraud case go on. We were able to get a vehicle description, put it into flock, and got the tag number and able to make the rest there. It's working good.
Good. Thank you, Deputy Chief.
Thanks, Chief.
All right, We have a motion and a second on that. Ready for a roll call? Okay, roll call, please.
I'm sorry, I got lost, okay. I was like, wait a minute, what happened? Y'all were really trying me.
We do have a big agenda.
Councilmember Feldhouse.
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing. Yes. Councilmember Noel.
Yes.
Councilmember Christie.
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins.
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. The other addition to our agenda tonight was E under this business item. And this will be a vote by the city council to rejoin the partnership, Shelbyville, Bedford County Partnership. Is that all we need, Lisa, in that?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a motion? You'll have a motion for that to take a vote on rejoining that partnership.
One way or the other.
Motion to vote.
Okay. And do I have a second?
Motion to not join.
Did we vote on it? Is that what?
Yeah.
Are you making a motion to join or to
No.
not join?
No.
I need to say it.
Calm down, Mr.
Join.
Okay, he's made, Councilman Turnbull made a motion to not join rejoin the partnership, Shelbyville Bedford County Partnership. Do I have a second on that motion?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Now we're open for discussion. I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, I could not understand who made second.
William.
Mr. Christie. Thank you.
Okay.
That's okay.
Sorry, that's okay. Do we have any discussion now? Okay, if not, let's go to a roll call vote. And Lisa, do you repeat what we're voting on and make sure everybody's clear on it?
This is a motion to not rejoin the partnership. That's the Shelbyville Bedford Partnership. Councilmember Feldhouse.
No.
Councilmember Ewing.
Yes.
Councilmember Noel.
No.
Councilmember Christie.
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins.
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
That motion passes 4 yeses, 2 noes to not rejoin the partnership.
Okay, thank you. All right. Number 13, purchasing and bid items. Is Laura here? I didn't see her. Okay, consideration of a motion to award the bid for CDBG grant, Dairy Street sidewalk improvements to low bidder Hawkins and Price LLC, Wartrace, Tennessee, in the amount of $455,950. The CDBG grant funds are $515,762. Miss Lori Sadler, our purchasing director, is not here tonight, but our public works director, Buck. Does anybody have any question? You remember us discussing it at study session?
Yeah, we discussed it.
Okay. Anybody, it was a bid and we had 2 bidders and this was the low bid.
We do have a letter of recommendation from the project engineer.
Okay, all right. Do I have a motion to award that bid to Hawkins and Price?
Second.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all right. Any other discussion about that? No more utility poles in the middle of the sidewalk, right?
Well, that's a broad statement, Mayor.
I'm gonna get a wheelchair down that sidewalk.
In this section, there will be no utility poles in the sidewalk.
Excellent. And our public works director is working as best he can with Shelbyville Power, Water and Sewer and everybody else involved, correct?
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your work. We really do. Any other discussion on that? If not, let's take a roll call.
Councilmember Feldhouse.
Yes.
Councilmember Christie.
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing.
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins.
Yes.
Councilmember Noel.
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Appointments, we discussed these at the study session. Safe and Affordable Housing Committee, we have a city council representative, and we have a volunteer, Mr. Henry Feldhouse, our councilman from Ward 1, has volunteered to do that. We appreciate that. Safe and Affordable Housing Committee, renter member representation. Our former city council person, Stephanie Isaacs, has agreed to serve in that capacity, volunteered to serve in that capacity. County Equalization Board. We have a volunteer for that, or I think she's already on this, isn't she?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Gall, is that's the way you pronounce that? Joanne Gall is going to be our representative on that. All right, announcements, always depend on our city recorder to read those. Do you mind doing that?
No, sir.
All right, you would?
City administration offices will be closed on Friday, April 18th, 2025, in observation of Good Friday. Spring cleanup will be April 21st through April 24th, regular trash collection day.
Okay, I have a different date. I have 22nd through the 24th.
It is wrong. It is wrong.
Hang on. I'm just here.
Is that
Just one voice.
I thought it was the 21st through the 24th, but
That is right.
21st is a Monday, right?
21st is a Monday, and I put the wrong date on the agenda.
Oh.
It is the 21st. Advertise it right, though.
We can skip it if we want.
All right, thank you, Ms. Smith, for reading those. Do we have any other business before the council tonight? Our city manager, Scott?
Yes, a point I'd just like clarification on while we're all here in duly convened meeting. There has been a proposal to have a special call meeting. And the first time it was set in conflict with the power board meeting. So then the recommendation was to do it the 21st at 5 o'clock or the 22nd at noon. And y'all are all aware of the email we shared back and forth, trying to get a consensus on when to have this meeting. City attorney issued an opinion, and technically by the charter, for a special called meeting. The mayor and I set the date and time. However, the mayor and I have discussed this too, and we both feel somewhat uncomfortable because of different schedules.
Yeah.
So, can we talk about this?
Thought we'd already talked about it.
I'll be happy, I know I voted as I prefer noon, but I'll be happy to do the 5 o'clock because Ms. Noel can't make it at all.
Didn't anybody tell you there would be day meetings when you ran for city council?
Councilmember Turnbull. I just want to lay this out there. I ran on the preface that we want to get the citizens involved more by doing things that the 12 o'clock meetings or the day meetings started after COVID. They weren't something that was done prior to that, and it's just something that the council has kept doing. I work like the citizens, or most citizens of my ward. If we're trying to get if we're trying to get the citizens involved more in the community meetings, then we need to make them when they're accessible for these people. And the majority of people in my ward work also just like I do. And so some day meetings may be where I can swing it for a lunch meeting, but most days, even though my office is here, some days I may not be close. And I said to that, so that is where I stand. The day meetings are just not a good time for me or my constituents and my citizens in my ward for the most part. And if we're trying to do what's best for the citizens, then I don't think day meetings are what's best. And that's just where I stand.
And see, it's put the mayor and myself in an awkward situation, especially me. Y'all can't fire the mayor. So I just wanted to get it.
And that's why we asked for the vote on the emails. we ask for people to vote and you just do it by majority. That's the only way you can do it. Say, you know, I prefer this, or this works better for their schedule, and this and that. Now, we do videotape every meeting, correct? The meeting will be available, but in this case, what was the total of the vote when we did it on email?
3 for noon, 2 undecided, 3, or not undecided, let me rephrase that.
Okay.
3 flexible, and then 1 for the evening meeting, 5 o'clock meeting. Based on Councilman's comment.
Okay, you had 1 flexible and 1 for 5
2
o'clock.
flexible, 3 for the noon and 1 meet
Okay,
at 5 o'clock.
okay.
Yeah, 3.
Or anytime after 4, and even, I might even make a 3:30 work.
Right.
But, I mean, or we can do it at 8 o'clock in the morning before I go out, you know, but the 12 o'clock is just not conducive to me.
But the majority vote was no.
3-3-1.
Okay, okay. All right.
3-1, that.
3 Give us a minute. 3 through 12, this is what you said, 3 for 12, 1 for 5, and 2 that were flexible that could do either one.
That's what I was thinking.
I think you were adding in your conversation with the mayor.
Count the mayor.
But this-
I'm flexible, yeah, I'm flexible either way.
So 3 for 12, 1 for 5, and 2 flexible.
So we will schedule the meeting in the morning, to have it at 12 noon on Tuesday, 22nd.
Okay. All right, thank you for,
But, let me say, the people, where are the people coming from that's gonna do the meeting? Jackson, Tennessee, all right, why would we have them people, they work jobs like we do, and they wanna be home at a decent hour, we have a 5 or 6 o'clock, and this is what we need to take into consideration going forward.
Well, we were gonna schedule the meeting at 5 o'clock anyway, you got it 2 times. It was just the fact that it was in a conflict with the Shovel Power Water at 5 o'clock. It was initially at 5 o'clock.
right, right.
And then we had the conflict that would have taken Vice Mayor Christie
Right.
and Scott away from this, and then now all of a sudden it turns in it has to be at a 12 o'clock meeting.
That's correct,
So they initially scheduled it at 5.
correct.
It's 12 o'clock.
Don't adjourn.
The mayor has to do that.
Any other discussion? Sir? Yeah. Wherever you worship,
Did we vote on that completely? Because we had 2 that were undecided.
Yeah.
And so their vote doesn't really matter because they can go either way. So since there was 3 that could do it at 12, then the consensus would be everybody else would be okay with it. Because they would also be okay doing it at 5, which would in turn make it 3-3 if they would do it at 5.
It'll be up to these 2 gentlemen sitting here.
Oh, no, Scott. Back to us again.
I mean, that's just
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm just like, if they're flexible either way, then why do their votes all of a sudden go to?
Well, we'll make a decision on that in the morning. How about that?
We can make a decision. That's right.
Scott and I will make a decision in the morning.
And that's fine. I mean, I'm fine with the whatever it is.
All right, thank you, thank you. All right, do we have any other business? And that's good. We need to know what people's schedules are, we just don't know. Do we have any other business before the council? No. All right, let's adjourn this meeting.